I want to start today's video by stating that it is important to recognize that love is if not the, driving force to our lives. Now, we can go a step further and understand that love can be put into two different paths, either fueling the service to self through solely self-love, or it can fuel the service to others' path. And no matter what, these two paths, they converge back into one. And that one is that we as individuals set goals. And that is the purpose of today's video, is the importance of setting goals. And not just setting goals, but understanding what goals you want to achieve at all scales throughout your life, from big to small. So let's get into it. So I'm up close and personal with you all, and the whole thesis of this video is to state that if we set goals regularly and achieve them through persistent action, then we will have a more fulfilled life because we will be living from a state of bliss. Alright, so let's go back up for a breath of fresh air and say that it feels good to set goals and to achieve them. We've all had a task list at some point in our lives, and of course it feels good to check off each task one by one, because we are accomplishing our goals, big or small, whatever they are, whatever the task may be. It feels good to jot it down, recognize that this is something that I wish to get done, and you simply get it done. And it makes sense because we are putting our minds to something. This is key here, is the fact that yes, our body is facilitating the process, but this is just a process that is beginning from our minds, and it is completing in this three-dimensional physical world. And if you can do it for completing your homework or acing a test or filing those forms or what have you, then what can't you do? So the premise here is that it feels good to set goals and to achieve them. Duh. But do some goals bring about a more fulfilled sense of accomplishment with each time you check them off your task list? Well, I think some do. But first, we have to recognize one key feature, and that is the definite chief aim. Think about it like this. We have the pinnacle of the pyramid as the definite chief aim. This is the one biggest goal that you have in your life. Think, whatever goal you have, is that the absolute biggest thing? If you had this fulfilled, then you'd be absolutely satisfied for the rest of your life. Whatever that is your definite chief aim that you're working towards. Now, take it back one layer. We have a chief aim. Not the definite chief aim, but this is a chief aim. This is a big aim that we're working towards. And then everything that's below that is just a simple aim. These are the tasks that typically fill up our task lists. And what I'm saying in terms of, are some tasks more fulfilling to complete than others? Yes, it depends on what part of the hierarchy they are. And it is this definite chief aim that we are affirming to ourselves each day, day in and day out. And it is this definite chief aim that we are revolving all of our conceptual brain power towards. Because we recognize that by focusing in on this definite chief aim, then we can reach states of flow where these aims are being completed easily and effortlessly, because they are challenging us, but we're doing so because we see that this is in progress towards the definite chief aim, and with that, the chief aims that make up part of the journey itself. And with this, we can recognize that by simply completing the aims, we are getting one step or two steps or however many steps closer to completing the chief aims, and then from there, the definite chief aims. And this is ultimately boiling back down to recognizing that by simply completing these goals, we are on the journey to the destination. And that is the destination. To be on the journey is the destination. So let's bring it all back. Are some goals or some tasks that are completed more fulfilling than others? Yes, it depends on what part of the hierarchy they're at, but it depends on how much of this service to others or service to self you're leaning into. How much is your definite chief aim in harmony with yourself, with others, with divine, and with evolution? If it's with all of those combined into one, then you might feel a massive fulfillment from completing the tasks that bring you along that journey. However, if you're going down that service to self path, then at the end of the day, you are receiving benefit at the cost of others. And that is going to come with some kind of balancing force of good and evil. And so that is something that you can take as you will. But yeah. So I'm here to simply illuminate the fact of the matter, and that is that we are on a path of creation using our creativity, and with this creativity, we are either working towards a service to self or service to others. And with this, you make up your mind into whatever direction you want to go, but be consciously aware of every decision that you make that is in contribution towards the definite chief aim, and zero in on what you fill your mind with, so that anything that you do is working towards the definite chief aim, because what else are you working towards? Thank you, thank you, thank you.